Welcome to another video, guys. If you're looking for a brief explanation on how the Softwash system works, we've included a very brief video at the end of this podcast with Dan just explaining how the system works, so feel free to stick around to the end to watch that. But for now, let's jump straight in.
Morning, everyone. Welcome to episode 34 of the Uncleanables Podcast. Myself and Ryan have drove 3.5 hours on a cloudy but yet beautiful sunny day now to meet none other than Dan from Hero Softwash. So, Dan, special episode. Explain your business in 30 seconds and what do you do?
So we make soft washing equipment for exterior cleaning professionals so they can get rid of vans full of junk and put it into one small little footprint. That's what we do.
Super.
Making soft washing simple.
Sounds good. Right, jumping straight into it then. How did Hero Softwash start? What's the story?
Okay, so around about 2020, I already had a window cleaning business at that point, and I wanted to get into pressure washing and soft washing because that was sort of a little bit of my background previously. And it was maybe just as COVID was going on, and I started seeing some of the stuff that was online in America. I saw this soft washing thing, thought, oh yeah, there's loads of it going on in America.
Huge in America, isn't it?
Everyone's making tons of money, and I couldn't really see that much in the UK, which is not strictly true. There was soft wash systems, and I saw that, and I just thought it was a little bit pricey for me. Mm-hmm. So, like a lot of people think, if you can make something, you think, oh, maybe I should just make it. So just around COVID, that was all kicking off. I was like, yeah, I'll build myself a soft wash system. And that's how I got into it. I built a pressure washing, soft washing system. And then from there, just worked through all the tweaks to where I am
Did
today.
you manage to save yourself some money, or did it end
Oh
up costing
yeah,
you more
it costs you more in the long run.
Yeah.
Costs you more in the long run, absolutely. Like that system now is scrap.
So we're saying it's cheaper to go with the professionals than it is to do it yourself.
Absolutely, absolutely. And people don't believe that. The people that think, no, it is cheaper to do your own thing. People are going to do that.
Well,
like I would have done it.
You'll be there to sort it out for them when it goes wrong.
Maybe.
Just to interject, Dan, when you said now that system's scrap, is that because it's been made redundant just due to time passing, or was it a bad system to put?
No, it was still solid, but it just didn't function how it should function in the UK. Because I was sort of inspired by the American soft washing industry. It's just not how we do things here.
What's the difference?
For example, if you were, even in England and America, let's say, it's probably best to target wealthier customers. But even if you target wealthier homes and wealthier customers in England, the homes can still be really tightly compact.
Yep.
So the way that they would soft wash is a bit more, they call it like
they just spray it in the air, don't they? Yeah, like they're shooting their guns.
It's very rare that you can do stuff like that in England. So the system I built was more suited and inspired
Texas.
by. Yeah. So.
Right. So what were you doing before you started window cleaning? You said that your background was a little bit further around the pressure washing and soft washing.
So I started, did the whole school thing. Didn't like school. Did college. Didn't like college. Then did an apprenticeship, and then I did my apprenticeship at a place called Whale Tankers, and that place made tankers that would basically suck shit out of a drain.
So it was an engineering apprenticeship,
and jetting,
was it?
And jetting equipment, and they'd make that. So they'd make those tankers. That was an awesome job. Got to understand everything from working in the design office to working in the fabrication shop to working on the assembly floor to then working in the service department, which was the last place that I worked. I did like 5-6 years there before I left. So I got to see design, manufacturing, assembly, and then service. And then I was there so that was up till about 2012. And then I was under the illusion that you basically want to get a job with more money. So I then applied for Jaguar Land Rover, which is in Solihull. That's a big employer around here. And I joined the maintenance department there. So that was where you would fix the machines that make the cars. Clever. So you would be factory machine breaks down, go and make sure the track's running, because if the track's not running, they're not basically pulling cars off the line and all that type of stuff. So it was in a paint shop, and the factory's set up in such a way that even though it's just a paint shop, it's like a business in its own.
Okay.
And I worked in there, and then somewhere around about 2017, I was sat over there looking out the window thinking I've got to go and do my shifts, earning really good money at the time. And it was good money to me at that time. And then I saw people window cleaning outside. I thought, I need my windows cleaned. Oh, hey mate, can I have my windows cleaned? Oh, you're gonna have to see my boss, la la la. I thought, that's a bit shit.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh yeah, I can do it better than that. And then went on YouTube, saw this guy.
There's a recurring theme here, isn't there?
Yeah, saw this guy. He was called Green Pro Clean.
Yeah.
Back in the day, and I saw him, and he was talking about go cardless, squeegee, all this type of stuff. So yeah, I'll do window cleaning. So I built window cleaning van 2018. Did the door knocking, knocking on people's doors, and I'd do the window cleaning outside of my shifts.
Yeah.
So I'd do it in the mornings when I was on afternoons, and when I was on nights, I'd do it in the mornings. And started doing that, learned about window cleaning, planning around. 2020, started pressure washing, soft washing, and then a bit further forward, we've actually got sold the window cleaning now. We've got like a system that works, that we're really happy with, and right now we're just we've got that like blueprint, and we're just in the process of hiring someone, and as a cleaner, me and my girlfriend basically, and we're going to hire a cleaner, and we're going to scale that, which is a bit of a trendy word, but we just got a blueprint that works in Solihull. We know how to get work, and we're just going to grow a roof cleaning business.
We're going to get onto your sort of marketing side of that later on in the podcast,
Yeah.
but just one quick question. What point did you stop your sort of career job and go window cleaning full time?
Basically, once I could get to like £2,000 a month.
So how far into
really
that was that, do you reckon? How far into your journey?
I was like 6 months.
Well, quick.
Maybe
nice.
9.
Growth, yeah.
Maybe 9.
Yeah. Because Dan's going to be starting window cleaning
Yeah.
soon, so it's nice to know from someone else how quickly, and with the door knocking, it's something we've mentioned in the past.
Totally.
It's a
And it
really
works.
good way
and also,
to.
people thinking about getting into it who are still in employment, it's not a million miles away, is it?
No.
6 to 9 months
No.
of dedication, and door knocking, and
I think it's the door knocking that's the key with,
Yeah.
with things like that. I think when you want to get up started quickly, you've got to hit the road.
Tell you what, buying a round as well.
Yeah.
Someone bought my round from me, and maybe in the future.
What sort of, not you have to talk exact
Yeah.
figures, but what was the going rate when you sold that?
I think I might have sold it for like £9,000.
Yeah,
It was about
so about
4x,
4x.
three grand of work.
3x, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think there's I see online now a lot of people selling rounds, and some of them are asking like 7, 8x. See one person asking 12x. I was like, that's a bit strong, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I guess as inflation goes up, the
Still
price
with value
of
though,
stuff
isn't it?
changes, yeah.
As a multiple, that sounds a lot.
I guess
doesn't
if
it?
you've got it all tailored in a squeegee app style sort of thing, and it's easy to pass on, it's probably going to be worth a little bit more. It's easy for someone to take over, and if you're not retaining some customers and you're only selling some, I guess it is a great way to get started.
totally.
And there's a lot of old guys that are in this business. They might have a really good route, who are 60,
Yeah,
65,
nice and
70, come into want to retire. Their kids might have a better job. They don't want to be a window cleaner, and they've got no plan of getting rid of it.
No.
Someone like that would probably love for a young guy to take over their route, look after their customers. And I think you could probably get a window cleaning route if you found the right person for free.
I think scalability wise, buying rounds is going to be the easiest way to grow fast if you've got the capital behind you. So you can employ someone to do maybe £6,000 a month's worth of window cleaning and only pay them £2,000 a month. But if you haven't got the work,
That's stiff.
24 grand a year.
Yeah, it's good. No,
Yeah,
it's
I
good.
think it's good.
It is good.
And £6,000 a month for window cleaning is not. I don't think it's backbreaking, in my opinion. I'll tell you what, we had a question. I was going to save it for the end, but whilst we're on the point, someone asked us if you had a 650 litre window cleaning tank, how many houses do you reckon you can get done in a day?
I've got a 650 litre window cleaner.
Is that someone you know then that's asked that question?
No.
No. It wasn't Ollie. It wasn't
Ollie.
No. I'll save Ollie's question for the end because I feel like there's a story behind it.
How many houses? This is like we are going to bring out a window cleaning calculator, so maybe I can.
And we're going to get onto the app.
Yeah,
We're going to get onto the app.
Okay,
but-
so I don't know. If you're on a new build estate, 650 litre tank, I would say you could do up to 20 houses. But I run it really high flow and I just try and bash it out.
So I've got 480 litre tank. We regularly do 30 a day and have water left.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn, we just whack it right up.
So we go.
Soak everything,
It's getting it.
We run at about 40 on the controller. So that's two setups. So yeah, maybe 20 to 40 then. I think is the answer to the question. Whoever asked that, if they're watching it.
Are you going to name any names?
I can't. I've got it written down. I'll tell you who asked it, and you can tell me if you know them. It was DJ Window Cleaning.
DJ window cleaner, I don't know.
No.
He just wanted to know, didn't he?
He just wanted to know.
Yeah, maybe he's new to the industry and he's looking to start up and wants to find out how many windows he can get done with 650. But it all depends on your work ethic.
And if you lick them as well, you'll get more done.
So, right, moving on to the manufacturing side of the business. How did you get your first customer?
First customer was through Google. So.
And is that using Google Ads?
No.
No?
I haven't done any paid ads for. Okay. No, that's not true. No, for the equipment, I've not done any paid ads. All I have done is SEO.
I noticed you ranked really well for soft washing systems, which is going to be up there.
So just did SEO. So like just kind of tried to ranked for soft washing equipment or soft wash system.
Not going into that too deeply because that's a whole nother realm we can talk about. But did you do that
myself
early on page, or was you building links?
Just on the page.
On the page stuff, right?
So like if you would say, maybe those who don't know, on page is just the words that you're going to put on the page, the images, and that's it.
That's really impressive, really.
Yeah.
And
links.
Huge gap in the market.
The only links were links from other pages within the website that would link to certain. So just did that. Then occasionally would get someone who was interested, and then there was a guy called Adam, Chronos Finishes. He's down in Plymouth. I had my Softwash system, and I think I had a page which was like custom soft washing equipment, and I got on a call with him, and I basically had an idea or design which I'd already fleshed out quite a lot of it. Already had sort of like a little bit of a presentation. This is what it's going to look like. This is my experience. This is what I've currently built, and this is what I want to build. And it was just like such a bargain for him that when I think about how much it actually cost me, it was basically break even, but to make a product. So then he was my first customer, and he was sound as a pound. He was super paid up front. He was brand new to the business, but he wasn't brand new to business. So he understood about the learning curve of everything doesn't go to plan. You've got to fix things. You've got to figure it out for yourself along the way.
Sort of thing,
And he was my first customer. So through organic SEO,
that's really good,
to a presentation to show him the equipment, and then he got a steal basically for the time and everything, but I was able to make a product out of it.
And it helps you build that blueprint, I guess.
Exactly, yeah.
And how quickly after him did you get your next customer then?
So then I'd sell, maybe along the way I'd sell things like, we have that blend manifold, which is where they mix all the soft washing solutions. That's people who want to build their own stuff are going to probably want something like that. So then I'd sell stuff like that, like lots of bits and bobs, control plate which has got a pump, and all you've got to do is attach a battery. And then sold another system to Mark Monroe.
Okay, cool.
Sold some to some lads in Jersey. So brand new to business again. Mark Monroe.
Been in business
a long time. He's like sort of like king of Devon when it comes to like window cleaning, and he's just had that. And I sold another one to this guy Whizzer, if he's watching. Whizzer's a legend. He's all right. He's a good guy. Called ABC Cleaning up north, and he's got quite a successful business as well. So sold a few. Haven't sold a lot.
Have you found that the ones you have sold have been mainly to new business?
No, 50-50 now.
Half and
50-50. And if I'm honest, now when we're at the show, it's, if you're interested in buying the equipment, let us know. And I would now screen who buys.
Okay.
I don't think
you're being a bit more selective now.
Way more selective.
What's the reason behind that?
Because if you're brand new, or you don't have any experience in soft washing, you're about to put something where you can spray hazardous chemicals everywhere. I just feel like it's a bit of a risk, and I think it's more suited to someone who's already soft washing, has
already ruined someone's house or grass.
You've had a few had a few mistakes, because I don't offer training.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's an area where it probably needs to be developed over time.
Is that something you're looking to incorporate in the future? Like
possibly, but
training
I'd have
course?
to partner with somebody that is experienced and wants to maybe offer that as well.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you can't do everything. I'm currently still in the cleaning business. We have a business, Squeaky Solihull, which is a local business, and I'm just in the process of getting a cleaner to get me out of that to just do sales.
So that is your cleaning side of this.
Yeah.
So here at Softwash is the Softwash systems.
Yeah.
And you say Squeaky Solihull.
Solihull
Is the, so yeah, I'll clock it up every time. Is the cleaning company.
Cleaning company,
Right.
yeah.
Cool. So a little question we like to ask everyone is, when you first started, did you have to inject a lump sum of cash, or was this something that you've just grown organically over time, specifically more so with the systems, because I know they are expensive to front up?
Yeah, so when I started my cleaning business, I already had like a job and savings and all that type of stuff. So I ended up, you know, using savings. But then I've had savings, and then I've not had savings, and you still figure out a way of getting it done.
Yeah.
So do I even think it, as time goes on, I sometimes think it doesn't really matter that much. It probably does, maybe for the equipment I'm finding, like buying things in bulk.
Yeah.
But yeah, did I start with a lump sum? I had savings, yeah. But I don't want that to be an excuse for anyone that's listening who's like, oh, okay, I want a lifestyle business. Oh, I need savings to get it started. You need a backpack and an account for spotless water.
Yeah.
And if you want it, you'll go and get it, basically.
Very much agree, yeah.
Yeah, I completely front-loaded my business with loans when I started, so I was like the opposite. I didn't have any savings. I just called up the people and I made it happen.
Good.
And within a year, I had 20 grand in loans, and that's all nearly gone now. So
Good, man.
yeah, I was the other side of that, but yeah, it's definitely doable either way. And I think you're much more, you'd rather keep lean rather than take on the debt.
Yeah, I try and trim the fat as I go. Yeah, definitely.
Organic.
But it's definitely a slower pace. Yeah, I can definitely appreciate it's a slower pace. But I mean, it's just life and preferences and bits and pieces like that. You know, I never try and have that around me at all, if I can help it. Do you see what I mean? But yeah, it's just how I work, really. So in terms of your setups then, Dan, how long does a build kind of take you? If I was to walk in and buy one off you, how long would I expect to wait?
Well, I'm in the process of trying to improve that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you weren't able to see some of the equipment, but I've got some stock arriving, and I want to get it to around about 3 weeks. But right now, or previously, it's been around about 6 weeks for like the top spec machine, the one that you saw in the back of my van. It's about 6 weeks.
Right, okay.
The mini one, I've got like 3 tiers of equipment. So you got the big brain,
Okay.
which is the pressure washing plus the soft washing,
That's the
whole thing
Is that the one that you showed us?
in the van. Yeah. That's around about as well. I'll give you the prices and all that as well, time. So the super wash big brain, so that's the pressure washer with the soft wash inside. That's around about 11 grand plus VAT, and that takes about 6 weeks. You've then got the mini big brain, which is just the soft washing, and that's roughly about 4 weeks. And then we've got just a mini pressure washing frame. So if you've already got a pressure washer, or you don't have to have a pressure washer, you can fit that onto a little frame which has a hose reel on, and just helps you get started a little bit more efficient. So it's like a little pressure washing system.
But you've got to supply your own pressure washer with that.
Yeah, or we can supply that as well. And I think the frame's about 1,100 quid plus VAT with a hose reel on it, stainless steel. And then if you want to get it all kitted out with everything ready to go, it's around about 3,400.
It's not too bad.
With the washer.
With a washer, lamps, little surface cleaner.
That's a great deal.
That's
that's
Yeah.
a great deal for someone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially with some of the bigger boys at the moment being very, very much behind, who might be able to get some customers on that one, some cheeky wins.
Cheeky wins, yeah.
I've
I've actually got one more in stock.
I've personally waited 5 weeks for an invoice just for a quote.
Wow.
So, yeah, definitely might be some room for custom there.
In your customers, should I say?
Yeah.
Is it just the UK or is it foreign customers as well?
Yeah, UK and Europe.
Oh
yeah.
wow, really?
Yeah. So sold some things to like Eastern Europe,
Okay.
but like that blend manifold thing and just like bits and bobs.
Have you not sold any systems to Europe then?
No, not like anything significant.
So if that happened, would you travel out with it to fit it, or would you just send it
on a pallet?
Sort of
Yeah.
self install sort of thing?
Send it on a pallet. They're really easy to install.
Mm-hmm.
So the main one that we have, the one that's in the van, that's got everything like ready to go.
Yeah.
Got pressure washers, soft washing, the mini big brain, which is a soft washing system. The only thing you got to do is just add water. You just got to suck from a water tank.
Yeah.
So that's ideal for people who've already got a pressure washing system. You just want to add soft washing. We've got that model there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we had at the cleaning expo. I didn't get to see you guys.
No, we walked past
you.
twice. I did have a look at the equipment that was on there,
Yeah.
but I think you were quite mobbed when we walked past, and then you walked a little bit further, and people were stopping us. And
Was that a good day for you, the expo?
Yeah, it was nice. It was nice to meet people.
Yeah.
People get to like touch the equipment. That was actually one of the things that I learned from. There's people that have previously, they were really interested in the equipment, but they want to see it.
yeah,
Right? They really want to see it and touch it, see what it's like. So
you almost need like a demo
demo
one, but it's like you're sitting on 11 grand plus the
Yeah.
VAT just for people to come and touch it.
Yeah, and turn it on every
Yeah.
day. Yeah.
So that was the main reason, really. One of the reasons, rather, that we got rid of our first Softwash build that we made in 2020. So we can actually demo and use that product and show people, make
cool,
social
yeah.
media content. And it's a shame you came today, but on Monday we're getting stock of every item.
Yeah.
So we're going to
a week
have
too early.
each item.
Yeah.
So yeah, and that's what I'll do, just maintain stock like that.
Lovely.
So Dan, I noticed on your website that it's start again. So,
Do you remember we used to clap?
I noticed on your
We used to record the audio separately to the video
Yeah,
before
yeah.
I had the mic, so we used to have to clap every time we stopped so I could link up the audio and the video.
So Dan, I noticed on your website that mate, I've done it again. Mate, I need to get read in it. Right, so I'm just going to read it off the page. So Dan, I noticed on your website that it seems from pretty early on that you're involved with some kind of marketing. There's a link on your website, getcleaningclients.com. So is that part of the website still running?
So I think one of the problems we have if we're like business owners or entrepreneurs is we end up focusing on lots of different things, and have dreams and ambitions that you can create this whole like ecosystem. And so inside of our cleaning business for Squeaky, Solihull, over all these years tried so many different like marketing systems and CRMs, softwares and all this. I thought, I know how to spread myself even more thin. We can create a marketing agency and all this type of stuff. And I'm not saying no, but what I've realised is we need the right people.
Mm-hmm.
So, no.
At the moment, it's not. It's offline.
It's offline. It's offline. We've got it there, and it will be something maybe we pick up in the future.
Yeah.
But I think there's a whole. We can help people in better ways and more focused way. Yeah. Just doing the equipment.
Yeah.
Just doing the equipment. So
just to I know you're not still doing it, but just to touch on it because I know a lot of people do struggle with marketing.
Yeah.
The basis of that was.
So,
CRM, was it?
Yeah.
Ads?
Yeah, so we have, like for our own business, you might know it, if you're in our local area of Solihull, if you typed in driveway cleaning, render cleaning, patio cleaning, driveway cleaning, window cleaning, any service, we're number one. We're number one organically, we're number one in the search, ranking, like everywhere. So we have like that blueprint, and we saw what I wanted to do was to help other people with that. But we've got a really good CRM solution as well that we use.
And is that something that you've designed
No,
or built? Is it?
No. So there's just to be transparent, it's a service called Go High Level.
Right.
And you can basically white label that service, and all of the systems and processes that I have in my business can just be implemented into yours. So if you had curbside cleaning and you wanted the systems that we have, so when people fill out a contact form, it will text you, and it will do an engagement text to the customer. Hey, I noticed, thanks for filling out the contact form for driveway cleaning. Is there anything I can help you with right away?
That's really cool.
And engage with them. You get a missed call. Oh, hey, sorry, I didn't get your call. Is there anything I can help with via text?
And is that something you can implement?
Yeah.
Like after you've set up, if you use something else?
Yeah.
That's really cool. That's a good idea.
It's like it's an all-in-one integrated system, and it's taken us about 2 years to build out all of the systems and processes into that CRM. So we've got it built out for exterior cleaning businesses. But what we're doing in a selfish way is to just do it with our cleaning business.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I think you would have to exit it. That doesn't make sense for you to be in it. And then who's going to pay you knowing they'll never be number one? Yeah. Because you're there.
And I wouldn't do it for anyone locally.
No, that's it, yeah.
Because I think it is a real, the thing with the software, I've been interested in it for a long time, but I'm not a particularly quick learner, like I'm not, but it's so powerful when you can apply it practically.
Yeah.
Like, not go and try and automate absolutely everything, because it can't be, but when you actually understand the business and you can put it in an intelligent way that's sort of half manned, like not just left on to its own devices.
Yeah.
It's like so powerful. So yeah, we're still using that system for our cleaning business, and then maybe in the future, if people buy our equipment and they want to, we've the best
started with it, sort of thing.
Exactly.
As an add-on. Yeah, that's a good idea. I really like that.
Because around 2020, before then, about 2019, I did like a training, like an SEO training. I joined like a community, a group of people. It was like an American thing, and there was they had like their own website building system and a whole suite of SEO and like so much knowledge, a Facebook group with all other people, and I got loads of value from that. So the SEO with the CRM and knowing the cleaning business, I wanted to offer that to other people.
Yeah.
But it spread too thin. So in the future, I might open that up.
So you've obviously got a basic knowledge of SEO at least.
Yeah.
I've got a background in SEO. Now, my opinion on that in certain built-up areas, so probably closer to London, our area in particular is very saturated with people doing stuff like that. Now, I personally think money better spent. If you've got the money to lose, SEO is a great option for you. And I don't think a lot of people don't have the time to do it themselves or the know-how.
Yeah.
But what's your opinion on, obviously the SEO's worked very well for you, but someone could come in and do the Google pay-per-click and instantly be shown above you in the search results. Obviously I know there's a separation there, but knowing what you know now, if you had to do it again for someone fresh, would you advise the SEO route from the beginning, or would you advise going straight into sort of a paid approach?
If you were just to isolate like Google and just go, what is better, SEO and pay-per-click, I would say, well, you're going to get instant results from pay-per-click.
Yeah.
But the thing is, them questions are interesting, but I decided to learn that skill set. So if you're going to be in business, you got to decide if you wanted to learn, like, to be competitive, you're going to have to, the way I see it is, you're going to have to decide to learn some skill set that might differentiate yourself from someone. So I know SEO, and that's what I did. When I didn't have customers, when I first started my business, I knocked on doors and did flyers. That works. It doesn't always have to be. If everyone on social media and everyone in these Facebook groups is talking about Facebook ads or Google pay-per-click and all the rest of it, if everyone's talking about it, chances are you're probably better off doing flyers.
Yeah.
Because everyone is generally wrong.
Do what people aren't doing.
Yeah, or find someone who's got the business that you want and ask them what to do. And, you know,
I think
the mass of people generally got it wrong.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
I hate Facebook marketing for growing a business. I think it's good for exposure, but I'll intent-based marketing over
social media content. I don't do any of that for my local business. But I'm doing it a little bit for Hero Softwash.
Yeah, I think when the spend's higher, I think you've got to be. My opinion is you've got to be more visible, as such, and not necessarily sell them something, but showing them how it works, answering questions, giving away information for free. And I speak to a lot of people that struggle with giving stuff away for free.
Yeah.
And like some of the free work I do for my YouTube channel is the best. I get the best response to them. And I'm proving that doing free stuff works, and they still argue with you and say, no, I'm not doing it for free. And like you've put out an ad, haven't you, first free window clean, and we saw a post on our sort of local window cleaners page. Someone else had done it, and they were absolutely ripping them in their arse up. It was tragic, the amount of people that were going, oh, that's terrible, you can't do that. Job's worth cowboy doing it for free, they won't turn up afterwards. It's like, man, that's like the most obvious business.
It's business
like marketing.
Yeah,
like try it, give it a go for free, and if you like it, we'll carry on. If you don't, no obligation, we'll send you on your way. So it's like Netflix do it, Disney do it, like all the big companies will let you try it for free to hook you on.
I didn't see that as it goes. I didn't see that.
We spoke about it, I think, in the episode that's come out this morning, actually.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I think,
and all that hate is free engagement too.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Just going to go back to talking about the system and that. Is there any reason why you went down the Softwash system and not the pressure wash system or the window cleaning?
Like making them.
Yes.
Like making them. Well, it does have pressure washing on it, so you do have a pressure washing on it. But the pressure washing industry is probably like 40, 50 years old. It's quite, as an industry in England and Europe, I suppose, as well, it's quite well served and commoditized, I would say. It's getting like more and more commoditized. And the soft washing is a little bit more niche within that exterior cleaning industry.
Yeah.
And once you actually kind of use soft washing in the cleaning process, it's like really speeds you up. Like, it's
I
really
wouldn't go
efficient.
back to not using chemical now, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Big time.
So I like soft washing, I like pressure washing, I don't know, there's all them guys that use them big brush things.
Yeah.
Like whatever works really, but soft washing, I like making that equipment sort of my background, and I feel like I can help people with that. So, and it seems underserved.
Dan, what's a couple of what's a problem that you ran into manufacturing? Like, what was an obstacle you had to get over?
Not having the money to do it.
I was going to say, my next thing was it can't be financial. Was there anything like apparent, like was the chemical burning through the pumps, or was it doing this, or
the chemical's going to burn through the pumps?
Yeah,
like that's just the way it goes. But like you saw with the system, there's like a way of flushing the pumps out with water just by turning the handle and stuff like that.
So if you weren't to touch it, how long can you expect a pump to last?
Well, you would flush. Like for starters, it wouldn't be I don't flush it. It's like I always flush it,
right.
And it will last you, if you're doing it every day, if it lasts you 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, if it lasts you 12 months, you should be super happy. But it could last you 3.
Wow.
What, the pumps burn like that, yeah?
It could be. And you saw it in the garage, we're actually testing a new pump because I'm considering moving away from the ones we're currently using, but until it's tested, I can't say for sure.
Is there an industry sort of standard pump at the moment?
Yeah.
And then these new ones you've got are like a new player?
They're not new players, no. They're existing. And in America, the industry's better served. And it's, America's 360 million odd plus people. And there's, 70 of us here.
So you've imported them from America?
Yeah. Just only a few, test them, and the American industry are currently using them as well.
Right.
So
if they're being used, they've got to be good, isn't
exactly, yeah. Try not to reinvent the wheel. Or
how much research did you do, Dan, on the American market? And in terms of, is it like extremely impactful in your next turn, if that makes sense?
Oh no. They've got, I think as well, their culture is there. They're American and they like to buy American.
Yeah.
And I just think they've got their thing.
In China, though, isn't it? So
yeah, a lot of the components. But those pumps are made in America. Maybe parts of them.
I'd say probably all the parts of them are made in China.
Yeah. But that market isn't one. For example, when we built the first soft washing system inspired by them, it wasn't suitable for England, in my opinion. And I'm not going to try and make equipment for their market.
No.
I know English market, this is where I'm doing business, so it's going to be suitable for us here and Europe as well. So like the Cleaning Expo met, there's a guy from the Netherlands, he came, and these guys they're into soft washing, and they're the same as us, really. The same types of staining, environmental.
I was going to say, you've got to look at the environment heavily, aren't you?
Yeah.
And the same humidity and temperature, etc.
And as well, one of the risks that I see in soft washing probably is the fear and phobia around all the chemicals and all the green stuff. So reducing the amount of chemicals that you use is important. So serving that American market where they spray it everywhere because they can, we can't really do that. And I think here we think a bit more greener in Europe as well.
Yeah.
So
I'll tell you a funny story about that actually. I had a fresh barrel of hypo on a job, white porcelain, just sprayed a bit. Don't need a lot, do you? I was using my X-Jet for my pressure washer. So I'd unplugged my X-Jet from the hose that I put into the barrel and left it down. But obviously the vacuum had been created. So as I put the hose down, it was siphoning out the hypo. I'd gone and sat in the van whilst the hypo was on the porcelain, doing its job. Come back 20 minutes later, the whole barrel of hypo is decanted onto the customer's grass.
Oh wow!
Yeah. So I'm still waiting. He's good as gold, my customer, and he was completely understanding. But I'm pretty sure I might have to returf a couple of square meters of his garden. But yeah, that was a big mistake.
What advice would you give to someone else if they were in that situation?
Own up to it. I think it's just I gave him a knock and I just said, look, Martin, I fucked up. I said, I've just made a mistake and I've left the hose in the barrel and it's siphoned out all onto your grass. I said, I rinsed it all down for about 20 minutes. But I think I'd been sat in the van 20 minutes. So I said, I'm pretty sure the damage is done, mate. It's going to die. It's probably not going to grow back. So I said, I'll come back in. I'll clean his windows regularly anyway. So I said, next month I'll have a look at it. And if it's not growing back by the month after, I said, I'll just come and returf it for you. But yeah, that was a good learning curve for sure. I won't be making that mistake again.
Mate, little things like that always happen. Right, so Dan, on your website, I see that there's a training. There's like a training part. You can obviously click on it. There's a free 30-minute video you can watch, etc. Are you going to be going down the road of training and bringing out like a accreditation or a certification that people can have once they've completed it?
Yeah, I don't have any plans now for anything like that. I think I may have touched on it a little bit earlier, but I need the right person. I don't want to do
platform.
I don't want to do this just on my own.
So did that come about, the training, did it come about because of what you touched on earlier about you don't really want to start giving it to, let's say, an 18-year-old kid who wants to get into it and start killing everyone's garden and weeds, etc.? Yeah?
So the training basically is free for anyone, so I guess it can go to anyone. But it was really just a no bullshit guide
approach
to everything.
Yeah.
So okay, here's what it is. This is what soft washing is. if you want to get qualified, do this training, and this training. Like it's that type of thing. It's like a no nonsense thing. All the years that you go. What I wanted to do with that is anyone who's going around in circles, going on hundreds of articles, watching hundreds of videos, just go to that, watch it, and you'll save yourself hours.
Yeah.
We also have another one on there which is like a document. I think it's less than like a tenner, and it's every professional qualification that you'd need for exterior cleaning. If you want to get the good paint strippers, if you want to do petrol forecourt cleaning, here's links to everything.
I saw you put a story up a little while ago about how the really good paint stripper is illegal in the UK. Is that right?
I know it's like a regulated, I guess.
Right.
So you have to be go for a training and all
Right.
this type of stuff.
And you've done that now, haven't you?
Yeah.
You said you've done
just
that.
like on a Zoom call with a lady, they ask you some questions.
Money spinner.
Yeah, absolutely. And you just get access to a more potent paint stripper.
Yeah.
Did that job, didn't go super well in the end.
Yeah, that was very, very thick though.
It
very
was
thick.
very thick, yes.
I turned one down similar not that long ago, said it needs media blasting.
I think that's what it is. Yeah.
Sometimes they're...
What was that job, Dan? Just and
paint stripping. So there was like an old house, maybe 200 years old.
Yeah.
So hang on, that job, I remember that job I sent you a picture of, and the lady had like a burgundy paint below her.
Oh yeah.
It was like that, but white, and I'd say it's probably a little bit
brick,
worse.
Yeah? Painted on brick.
Yeah.
And I'd say that one was probably worse. I reckon that was a good 100 years of it being painted yearly or something like that.
Or else it grown a foot.
Yeah.
It was bad. It was thick, wasn't it?
Yeah. So did that paint stripping, use that product, but there's a certain time that maybe I don't have the right knowledge, and that's all right.
Yeah.
You don't have to know everything. There's always someone else who will know. So I got to a certain level. There's people on, Instagram. That's the good thing about putting ourselves on social media. We was talking before. I wouldn't do social media until this, and then you get on it, putting your opinions and thoughts out there, and all of a sudden you start meeting people that actually know more than you.
Yeah.
They're like,
totally.
You're like, wow, you know way more about this business than I do.
Yeah.
And that's the bit that I've enjoyed, is that I've actually learned so much more because put myself out there, and then people are sometimes giving you advice. You get some haters and stuff like that, which they are losers and they do hate themselves. But
that was the topic of the podcast that came out this morning. We spoke about the tools of social media.
That social media, I think, is one of the best tools in the world.
We had
amazing,
and you can connect with like you might have a problem with your pressure washer, say, and some guy sitting in a tin hut in, say, Texas. He's fixed it before, and because that blew up on his one 6 months ago, and he can answer you. But then at the same time, you've got haters from all over the world jumping in on you and like whipping your back for absolutely no reason whatsoever. You see what I mean? It's like,
it's crazy.
I don't think people really use social media and the internet for how it should be. Everyone they take a negative spin on it. But in terms of connectivity, it's probably the most important invention ever.
It's the best. I think with any invention, it's always going to be used for bad just as much as it's used for good, if not more. With anything, internet.
Absolutely.
Yeah, totally.
Like, I'm sure there's people out there like using Softwash systems or some sort of style of Softwash system to kill plants. Like, instead of using it for cleaning and making stuff nice, there'll be some negative implication for something everywhere. And that's just life, isn't it?
That's it.
As is life.
So also as well, one thing you've touched on your social media, funny enough, is about recruitment.
Yeah, we're looking for a cleaner, basically.
So it wasn't. So I saw that, and I sort of thought you were looking at creating a sort of recruitment agency.
Oh wow!
Yeah. So maybe I got the wrong end.
We barked up the wrong tree there.
That's why I wrote it down. So I thought I must ask him about that, because if it is.
When you say cleaner, are you talking about
exterior cleaner?
Right. Okay. So to take completely your round over, as in.
Yeah, just to help in our cleaning business, Squeaky Solihull. But they'll be. I put it on Hero Softwash because that's where I'm on most of the time. We'll have the advert on Indeed, so people can apply like locally. People are looking for jobs, but I'm looking for an exterior cleaner who wants to join. And but they'll be doing a bit of everything. I mean, we're making.
They'll be helping you build machines.
Yeah. It's like assembly. So the thing is, if we take somebody on that does exterior cleaning with us. Spend 60 days with them, training them how to do the job. There's a certain level of, you're gonna have to show them how to, swap a pump out, maintain the equipment, how to do an oil change. Well, once you've learnt them skills, which are essential for being these will be essential when they join the business.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah.
They're quite well equipped to be able to help assemble some of the equipment.
Mm-hmm.
So that's sort of, I put it on Hero Softwash. I'm looking for a cleaner, not a recruitment agency. That would be spreading thin.
Maybe in the
cleaning
future.
clients, this, that, yeah.
So
a one-stop shop.
That's quite interesting. So if we can just touch on that a little bit more. So you obviously have your round that you're going out, and it's spotless Solihull.
Squeaky Solihull.
Pardon me, squeaky Solihull. So you have your round you're going out. So effectively, is that now getting too busy for you then to pursue your second business, which is obviously the Hero?
No, we make. My girlfriend helps me with the planning.
Yep.
She's like incredibly diligent and
The boss.
like. I don't want to say that. No, I'm still the boss. No. She's,
They're a little bit more polite up here.
she's like very like project manager type person.
Yep.
So she's more like the brain, if that makes sense. So she schedules everything. So I've always got time to do the Hero Softwash stuff. But I'm getting really busy in the cleaning business with exterior cleaning, which obviously is good because it brings the money now. And that's like a business that's 5-6 years old. So it's like, it keeps coming back. So I had to sell the window cleaning business because I didn't want to grow the window cleaning business. I just want to be doing exterior cleaning. So, yeah, I've lost your question.
No, you're fine. No, you are answering it. So there'll be basically, what I'm trying to get a different spin on it. There'll be people watching this because they want to make the move and make the jump in order to get someone. So in terms of you being too busy, so you sold the window cleaning round, that's totally acceptable. So in terms of your diary, how far forward are you booked up?
Probably now 2.5 to 3 weeks, but then I've got jobs that are booked into like July and August.
Oh, I see what you mean. But
we've got very few. I've got like maybe 2 contracts for window cleaning.
Right. Oh, so you do still do a little bit of window
only
cleaning.
The commercial, where it's worth the time.
Yeah, I understand.
But everything else is roof cleaning, render cleaning, pressure washing, and that's what we're doing. So even despite the fact that we got rid of the window cleaning, which was a person's full-time job, he left. I didn't fire him.
So you have someone doing that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So, but now I've taken someone on and seen the different parts of the cleaning business. I prefer the pressure washing and exterior cleaning.
Yeah, I do as well.
Than the window cleaning. But now I'm so busy doing that, I just want to have a cleaner that I can train up, do that, and we have that van and that system in place, and we want to grow just that side of the business, not the window cleaning.
So do you think you'd still go out with them after the 60 days as well?
The plan basically is to take someone on, spend 60 days with them, train them on everything, let them then go out in the van on their own, build another van, and I'll build that work up.
Double bubble.
And then take someone else on.
Well done, Dan. That's an incredible plan. That's
good to have a plan, isn't it?
And do you know what as well? Do you know what I like about it? You've trimmed the fat because you've trimmed the window cleaning off. And I like that because that's sacrificing for the greater good. Yeah. And that's, that's incredible, isn't it? I think that's how you got to do it.
You can do absolutely, you can find yourself just doing a lot of work.
Yeah.
It doesn't serve you anymore.
Busy fool. That's what you'd end up being,
So I've got a question. Now, financially, when you're not so for me, the window cleaning is sort of like a fail-safe. I know all the bills are covered with the window cleaning. If I was to drop the window cleaning now, I'd still be all right, but obviously it's a lot of one-off jobs and it's a bit stressful. Do you find that the roof cleaning makes all the difference in that sector? So like if you get a roof job, it's like a nice, bit of a larger influx of cash, and that's what keeps it viable. If you weren't to do the roof cleaning, do you still think you'd be busy enough to take someone on?
Yeah. Like I'm busy, fully booked out.
With everything.
One of the things that you do is, what I've done is, I can only speak on my experience, but the sales thing, I'm not very good at sales, but the I have a process that I just sell in like a package. So like when I generally go around and see a customer and they want their drive doing, just be pointing out things at their house.
Yeah.
Oh,
So do you visit?
are you in?
Do you visit?
Yeah,
all
visits.
your
Oh
place?
yeah.
Yeah.
That's changed things a lot.
You reckon?
I would not. So we still sometimes do window cleaning.
Yeah.
If it's like a package, like windows, gutters, fascias, and all the rest.
Yeah.
So what I'll tell you the process basically. Call comes in. Pick up the call, and it'll sometimes be mostly Angela. Qualify the person, take their name, address, what services that they're looking for. Yeah, no worries. I want my drive, patio, everything else. Give me a second, I'll check everything out online. And then basically, if the home is over, we price it all up online. If the home is over like a job that's worth over like 300 quid plus VAT, we go and visit that in person.
Mm-hmm.
Because we've found that people have a hard time never meeting someone spending over 300 quid.
That is interesting.
So I like to just go out in person, schedule a visit, typically on a Friday or after jobs when I can, and do it in person and just point out things at their house, not in a pushy way. Just, I noticed the fascias were a bit green. Are you interested in that? Oh yeah, why not?
Yeah, we
and
can
then I've just got
discount it for you, yeah.
sales sheet, and I just create a few packages. I can sell like that.
That's that.
And people want a deal, you know.
So I personally, I don't visit any jobs, 0. Right, but I quite like that idea where if it's over a certain value, you go and visit.
Yeah, you would have time if you got rid of the window cleaning.
Yeah. But
And
I'd lose a huge amount of money.
I was scared as well.
Yeah.
I was scared. I was worried about the window cleaning because the thing is, actually, I don't know your business, so it might be really good for you. People will say, don't lose the window cleaning. It's your bread and butter. It's your bread and butter. I'd never lose my window cleaning. It's dangerous. Even when I sold my window cleaning, my family knew. It's like, oh, be careful. But you have to like look at the actual jobs, and if it's what I found is visiting the people customers in person has allowed me to sell more and get a bit more trust and everything. And I would only be able to do that if I didn't do window cleaning.
Yeah, I think I would agree with you.
Yeah,
if I didn't have
totally.
the windows, I could go and visit all my customers, but I don't because I don't have the time.
Yeah, so it's like, if you do a roof clean and you're earning £100, £150 an hour, depending on how long it takes or what the value of the job is, and you're doing window clean and you're earning 40 or 50, it's kind of like, you can maximise every lead basically.
Yeah.
Get squeezed. That's my experience. I'm not telling you what to do.
Dan, step us through the, you ain't got to go into figures, but step us through your pricing, as in like how you add it all together in bits and pieces, because I know you said check it out online, so I'm guessing you measure it on like a Google Earth type of thing. Yeah,
Google Earth. So on our website, Squeaky Solihull, you can check it out. Recently just tried to modify the website. First thing they see when they go on the web page is telephone number, big button,
Call to actions.
and then the second one is how much ? And people just want to click on that. What service you're looking for? Roof cleaning, bang, takes them to the roof cleaning page, and it automatically goes straight down to the pricing. So I've just got images of houses, typical English looking houses, and have price ranges. And then if we get a call out to go and view a house, they've typically looked at those prices.
And they're happy with the range.
Yeah, and then I quote them based on that range.
Mm-hmm.
And I even sometimes go a little bit lower. And if they've had my flyer, which says 15% off, I'll knock 15% off the highest bit.
So do you do a lot of flyering?
When we do a job, we just put them through.
Right, so you do
but not a lot. I'm not that super consistent. I've had mixed results.
Mm-hmm.
When we had a cleaner, I got this tip from another guy, got the flyers, and it's designed in a way that the back's like handwritten, and you basically fold the flyer in half and stick it in the door, and it looks like a handwritten note. So don't post it, just like slide it in the door.
Yeah.
And you can see, I noticed there's
definitely
moss
pick it up
on your roof. I'll give you guys the flyer, and
There's 1 hour way. So pardon, sorry to interrupt. There's 1 hour way for the gutters.
Ben's guys, they're nationwide, dude.
No, I know they're nationwide,
but it
I'm
looks
talking about the handwritten.
personal. I think that's. I mean, if they're doing it,
mate, I think their work rate with the flying's incredible.
Yeah.
They really hit it hard, and like with the handwritten stuff, I think it does. It's a nice personal touch.
Yeah.
Whether they've done it per handwritten or it looks handwritten.
It looks handwritten.
Same difference.
It's definitely not handwritten.
No.
I can tell you that for sure.
Do you not sit there 10,000 leaflets?
No.
Hi, I'm Dan.
Yeah, there's loads of pens like. Yeah, no, just Vistaprint.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
And the other thing I found with all the flyers and everything, if you've got a good idea, like I do those like sales sheets, just test different sales sheets.
You leave that with the customer.
Yeah. So basically, do the sales process, fill out my sales sheets, put everything into like a package. So basically, package everything up, like call them like spruce up. So spruce up, deep clean, and the full works, which will be like the roof. And when you're doing it on what I found is now, when you're doing that type of thing on Vistaprint, don't buy it in massive quantities, because once you start doing it,
you'll realise
you'll just get simpler. Yeah. You'll make it more simpler. So I've found that if I just make things more and more simple,
that's a great point.
It's better. Not trying to do all complicated stuff.
Yeah.
Just simple. That's my experience.
Yeah, I had 250. I've got brochures that I give to customers with a quote form at the back, and I had 250 made, and I ended up. How many did I throw away?
About 249.
Yeah, because immediately I found stuff I wanted to change, and I updated my logo, but now I just order 50 at a time. And even now I'm looking at stuff and I'm like, right, I'm going to knock that off next time. Or like my roof cleaning package for the full works is too inclusive, and people don't want that and that. So I just remove it out and drop the price a little bit, but because it's hard written on a bit of paper, you can't do that. So.
People really don't like it when you give them like an ultimatum and there's not an option to like have things removed.
Yeah.
Or can I just choose that? If they don't see that price, you just give them one price. They're like, oh, so you're making me choose just one price. And if you give them a few options, at least then they can walk away with something, and they're not. You're basically making them feel bad.
Yeah.
You're going, only have that. And then they're choosing between that price and you. Whereas if you give them a few prices, they're like comparing all the prices together. So it's not as you kind of like a bit psychological. You almost like don't want to make them feel uncomfortable, and then just make them feel like they have options.
No, I think that's a really, really good tip.
Yeah.
Golden bit of advice there. Really like that. I do really like that.
That's a good one.
Might have to steal
That's
that
your takeaway, mate. That's your takeaway.
That'll stay in my head forever now.
I'll be seeing you making shorts out of that content. It'll be like from Ryan.
Yeah. Just you tagged in the bottom in tiny little writing.
Yeah.
Digressing slightly, Dan. I know you said before about your background with engineering and the apprenticeship from when you left school. So my question to you is, if you had your time again, would you go back down that road? Obviously, because that's probably helped you and given you skills that you've implemented to start Hero.
I wouldn't change anything, where I am now, but is it a good skill to have had? Probably was at that moment in time, but I'm pretty happy with it. Was that the question? I've lost the question.
No. What it was is so
we just had some food. So
no. You're right. What did you have? Was it nice? No, in terms of your experience so when you left school, you went to the engineering, building the tanks, etc. So ultimately, you're still doing that now, effectively.
Yeah.
So did you, if I was to give you your time again, would you go back into it and get an underlying knowledge of engineering, i.e. at the apprenticeship, or would you jump straight into Hero Softwash?
Oh yeah, I mean, I think I would probably just want to go straight into business.
Yeah?
Yeah, I actually... a lot of people, when they start business, you might start with paper round and all that type of stuff. I seem to remember that I probably made more money as a young kid washing cars than I did when I started doing my apprenticeship. If I just did the washing the cars every day, I would probably make more than I made on my first year of my apprenticeship when I was a kid.
That makes sense. Yeah.
So if I was if I was to have it all again, not like victim or anything like that, but you almost, certain things that you just pick up naturally when you're a kid probably should be encouraged, I would say, and probably just should have carried on washing cars.
Do you think there's like a underlying thing in the UK where we're sort of told to go and get a job, and any dreams, not so much dreams, probably the wrong word, but any sort of, if someone wants to start a business, I know I always wanted to work for myself, and everyone around me was like, no, go and get a job, do this, earn your money. Do you think that's quite out there in the UK at the moment?
Absolutely. I think it always has been.
Yeah.
I think it's like probably like a conditioning thing. And unfortunately, like you go to school with other people who've got mums and dads that are also just like you.
Yeah.
And then when you go to school, you're probably friends with the people, like you go around to their mums and dads' houses, they're like mums and dads that are a little bit like you. You all just sort of find a pecking order and you all stick together. You're not around successful business people or stuff like that.
And why would you be?
And why exactly?
You know what I mean?
So
I always say this about it. You know, you're as good as your friends, and when you sometimes it's a lot easier being outside looking in. But when you, like we've seen it with friends of ours or people that we knew, they start going down a bit of a bad road, and they're like, oh, I don't know what's going on, and I'm like, well, look who you're surrounding yourself with. You know,
so you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with.
Hopefully you're not in my average.
I'll bring your average up.
But exactly that, and it's like, it's easy being outside looking in, but I mean, why would you be no any different? You see what I mean?
Yeah.
It's conditioning as well. I think it's very interesting.
Yeah, and what you decide to fill your mind with as well. You can go home and sit down and watch, you know, you can watch Netflix or you can watch normal TV. You're literally just filling your mind with nonsense. So you can decide what you put in your mind, because you are actually deciding who you want to become. So if you're not happy with things, I mean, you've got to change something, basically.
Absolutely.
And I do actually think it is conditioning, but I think some people just want it. It's easier. Who wants to hear the truth? You know, you can't handle the truth.
Like rubbing a dog the wrong way, isn't it? You know, people like to swim downstream, not upstream. And it's so much harder running your own business, and it's not for everyone, that's for sure.
And I think as well, one of the things that we have inside of us, like I've got a bit of a phobia of, say, public speaking. It might be all right now, it's like chatting away, but if it public speaking is like a fear that maybe the crowd is going to turn and attack you, which is like some sort of primal thing. And we have things that, like, we're actually scared of what other people think, because it's like an old maybe tribal thing. You know,
or like goes back to the conditioning from like stay in your place, do your job, don't speak up. It's like going back in school where you got to raise your hand to speak.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. I think even like when you're a kid, they're telling you have to ask permission to speak out, and I think that's where it starts, isn't it? But anyway, that's definitely a rabbit hole we don't want to jump down to that. Let's move on to the app, which I believe is called Hero Softwash.
Pressure washing calculator.
Okay, I know. Yeah, that was wrong.
Done your homework.
Pressure washing calculator. Well, I just remember the orange square. Pressure washing calculator. Now that's online and on the Apple App Store, and you're bringing out it on the Android store.
Yeah, it's on Android now.
It's out live on Android.
Yeah.
Talk us through how that became a thing. What made you do that? Do you monetize it? Tell us everything. Okay,
so you go on Facebook groups, and probably one of the most common questions is, how much does that charge?
100 a day.
You have customers and you let them know, or even family and friends, and you say what you do. You might say, I do gutter cleaning. They'll say, oh, how much does that cost? It's like, it's a common thing that people want to know, is like how much, or how do you do pricing? So like, we basically wanted to solve that problem, which was like how to price at work. So basically you just tried to make an app for that. And the way that we used that app was, I wanted a way to allow other people to do the pricing for me. I didn't want to have to look at a job, rely on my experience to create a price. So we just created like a simple system to price. So we have the way that we've got it boiled down as a whole, we have like house price minimum. So, what is this type of house? Depending on what that service is, let's say you're doing gutter cleaning, if it's a terrace, what's the minimum price to just clean that? A semi, the minimum price. Detached, the minimum price. Then you might have measure by the area, and then the calculator will basically just choose the price whichever is the highest.
Yeah.
So you have a minimum price for a house type, and then by the area. And we do things for like driveway cleaning, roof cleaning, and all that type of stuff.
So yeah, so the app includes it's gutters, like ground surfaces and roofs, isn't it?
Yeah, flat work. So you do driveways, patios, and roof cleaning, and it's particularly good for patio cleaning, for example. So if you were doing a natural sandstone and you wanted to know how much it would cost to seal it and how much it would cost to rejoint it, you just measure the area and it will calculate how much sealer you would need based on the area size, and then how much of the jointing compound you would need, and tells you that. And then you have different, it's all configured. It just
do you have to plug the figures into the back end?
It's already comes with the figures plugged in, but you can adjust them to suit your business.
Okay. Yeah, since because it might.
Some people whack the prices right up, some people put them all the way down.
Yeah.
But
so that includes resanding, sealing, rejointing.
Yeah.
And have you made any adjustments to that since it first came out?
Yeah.
You're always improving that?
Yeah, so for example, the thing is, like, you have like critique about the app, and if there's truth to everything, it's fine, you want to adjust it. But it's like a tool, and you don't use the same tool for everything.
No.
So for example, if you quote a block paving driveway and you're quoting it at $4.50 a square metre, which people will know, you generally price it by the metre squared or the square foot if you're in America. And if it's a ginormous drive, even if they're rich, as they're the right type of customer, pricing it that way, it can be astronomical. Yeah. So at that point, you might want to think about, okay, it's going to take me 3 days, so it might be $1,000 a day. So it's not like it's going to solve all of your pricing problems.
Yeah, you've got to be a little bit smart with it.
Yeah, yeah, but it stopped me from underpricing and overpricing as well.
I think it's a great tool for anyone just starting out as well, because
Absolutely.
it helps before you get that knowledge and experience. Because I know people that just quote, like they look at a picture of it and they go, oh, you can fit 3 cars on that, I'll charge this much. And I think which is wild to me.
Yeah.
I have to charge per square metre.
There's no consistency, is there?
And it's like, you could fit 3 cars in it, but they only fit 2 cars in it really. And like half of it's sandstone, half of it's block. Like, how do you do that? And for people that are just starting out, like you say, you get a lot of the questions on Facebook. Oh, how much should I quote for this? Or recently I've seen a lot of window cleaners that have been asked to pressure wash. So they've gone out and bought whatever, a Karcher, and they're like, well, how much should I charge this at? And you think, like, there's tools obviously, like with the app, but it's not like hidden knowledge. I think a lot of people just haven't even got the arse to go and search. But then if they had the app, it almost answers all their questions, like you say, it fixes the problem.
And it's good as well if you've got staff. I mean, Angela is sort of running things like answering the messages, screening the clients, sending them prices if they're in a hurry. I just need a price. I show Angela how to use Google Earth. She was actually at the cleaning expo showing people how to use the calculator.
Oh, brilliant.
And you don't have to have any knowledge. You just got to know what material it is, and then it's done. Yeah. You want to try and, this is a challenge. Well, it's not a challenge, it's something I'm working on. It's try and get rid of things that I'm doing too much of, controlling too many things, and get people that are better at doing it than me, and just let them do it. I didn't make the app myself, and if there's people out there that think, oh, only I can do the pricing, well, now you're just going to be the bottleneck again.
Absolutely.
It's might not be for you, but what about if you've got one of the lads out window cleaning and you want him to be able to do a quick quote for you, not rely on you.
Yeah,
it's
that's
kind of
totally.
It's quite. If people can't see that, it's interesting, and that's up to them.
Yeah. So you say you didn't create the app yourself, but you must have commissioned it.
I did the UI,
Yeah.
like how it looks, how it functions. I knew about how to do the pricing, knowing about exterior cleaning, and then I'm not very good at all the logic and all that spreadsheets and everything. So I've got a guy that does that, like a freelancer.
Okay, and if you don't mind me asking, did that cost you a lot of money to set that up?
Not really.
No.
But if you want to hire a developer to make you an app, if you just come with them, okay, this is a problem I also have with Hero Softwash when people want custom things. If you come to somebody with something that's in your brain and you haven't got drawings, sketches, a presentation, a way of communicating what it is that you're trying to achieve, what the vision is for the idea, they're going to charge you an arm and a leg.
Yeah, if you don't know, they don't know, do they?
Exactly. But if you know kind of what it all looks like, but you don't know all the mechanisms, you can find someone who wants to be part of that project. Because a lot of the time, they need to also want to work with you.
Yeah.
Because some clients are rubbish. When I first started in business, I was probably a bad client. My expectations were too high. Now I'm a good person as a client. And on the receiving end, if I have someone that wants something custom for, say, Hero Softwash, the worst people is when they just don't want to share any information. I need give me information, give me pictures, invest in the opportunity for me to help you, and it's the worst. So you want to build an app.
Got to do your groundwork.
Do the groundwork. Yeah. Don't. People aren't going to be able to pull it out of your head.
No, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And
so, how much did it cost?
Yeah.
I'd say, not including my time, I designed all of the screens, how it all functions, but the development of the app and the I'd say about six grand.
It's not, I think, as far as from what I know, my limited knowledge of having apps built, I think that's quite reasonable.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of time and effort that goes into the coding of it all and making sure it works, more importantly.
And is it monetized, Dan?
Yeah.
Right, so how much is it? So
it's on Apple. I don't know if you know this, but Apple take 30%.
I did know that, but it's free to download, right?
Free to download.
So you get paid via ads, I guess?
No. So there's a free version of the app. So if you want to just use it for calculating the cost of a driveway, just the cleaning of it, not the sanding and the sealing, you can have full access to that app for completely free forever. There's so many features on there that you're just going to have for free. But when you want to have all the different buttons that you can add, so for example, if you're calculating driveway cleaning and sealing, if you want to know the cost of sealing and add the function of calculating the cost and coverage and know all that stuff, it's going to cost you. The same way with roof cleaning. So the way we quote a roof cleaning job is, measure the area and the home size and do that house price minimum versus the area size. Do you need a cherry picker? Yes or no? Well, that function's paid for. Otherwise, it will just do basic.
Yeah.
Makes
and how much
meter.
is the more advanced version?
Yeah. So 50 quid a year.
Right.
If you pay up front, or the lowest commitment is like $4.99.
Oh, so save a little bit of money doing it.
Or maybe it's a little bit more. Maybe it's $7.99. Right. I can't quite remember.
Yeah.
But I'd like to think that it's a drop in the ocean
as far as software goes, I think that's
probably
one of the best investments someone can make.
And also as well, in good investment for the Joe Blogs that's going to buy it, because I mean, who's made a mistake here that's cost them more than £1,000? Because I have.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean? And it's like, if for the sake of £7.99, I mean, you're not going to screw up a driveway for £1,000. However, you can probably overshoot a whole day's work.
Yeah.
And to kind of...
You didn't do this job for me, I've done a roof job.
To negate that with £7.99, it's a good deal.
Quoted it on Google Earth, didn't go and visit it. didn't take into account the pitch, just gave him a price, and he even said to me, "Are you sure? Are you sure?" Turned up, and it was easily 3 times the size of what I thought I'd measured next door's roof.
Oh my word!
Yeah.
Did you do it? Honour it?
Yeah, I honoured it. Of course, I did. Yeah, but I've definitely made mistakes.
Did you tell him you've had a squeeze?
Yeah. He knew. He had like 3 other quotes, so he definitely knew. Yeah.
So they do go for the cheapest quote then.
in this case, they did. Yeah, but yeah, it was good. It was still a good job.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely made mistakes worth.
Did you get a review out of it?
I think I did. Yeah, on Checker Trade.
Beautiful.
Checker Trade review. Yeah, so it's not all bad.
Good.
Still earn all right. Can't complain.
That's the big thing is every job. If you think of a job being like a one-time thing, like I do a roof clean and I get paid, I see the review as a bit of recurring money. I see a review as like an asset
Yeah, it pays
that you
in the
own.
future.
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah. So like people starting out, I'd be doing work for family, friends, and getting them
Every
squeezing
review
them
you
reviews.
can.
Yeah, that's what I've done.
Yeah,
Free work at the beginning to get reviews.
yeah.
Right, moving swiftly on, we have got. So now we are moving on to the last section of today's podcast, and we've just got some fun little personal questions for you, Dan. First one being, what kind of hobbies and interests do you have outside of work? What do you do on the weekends?
I like reading. I like learning. And going out for food.
Food, it's got to be out there, isn't it? Next one would be, have you taken any loans, finance, or self-funded your business? I know you touched on this earlier, that you sort of self-funded a lot of it with your savings, but have you had any loans over the course of the business?
No.
Nothing, all self-funded?
Yeah.
Nice. Sorry, I've got another one here. If you had £100,000 cash injection, how would you spend it?
Oh, that's good.
That's a lot of
It's
money,
nice.
isn't it?
That's a good chunk.
It's
100,000.
less than 10 software systems though, so...
100 grand. I would probably... Do you have to spend it all?
Yeah.
You have to spend it all. Okay, I would probably spend a third on training, networking, or personal development.
Great answer.
And I would spend a third on, oh yeah, good question, stock and equipment. And then I would spend the other third on a member of staff.
Very good, very, very good answer. I like that a lot. Are there any specific daily habits or routines that you believe contribute to your productivity and well-being and or success?
Yes. 3 daily habits. Yeah, I've got quite a few. Always drink water in the morning. Try and at least bosh down 2 glasses of down at least 2 glasses of water. I know it's like simple, but like just try and get like a little win.
Gets your brain working.
So just go get like things like that. Habits. It'd be like audio book of some sort, like every single day. And another habit, like no phones after 8.
That's a good one.
And I must admit, I've stopped going to the gym since I've been working so much. So yeah, daily habits and trying to be grateful for things. That's one of the things, like trying to find 3 things that you've been grateful for today. And yeah, that's something. I wish I could do that every day.
Yeah.
And I sometimes forget.
No, as long as it's in your mind, I think that's
because I'm an ungrateful young man. Yeah.
So imagine it back to when you were 2 years into business. So you were busier than when you first started, but not as busy as you are now. But you knew a thing or two. What advice would you give yourself knowing what you know now?
2 years in. Probably like humble yourself a bit. And you know jack shit right now. Yeah, you don't know anything, really. Because what you know now at 5 years is also, you don't really know anything.
No, very true.
Really.
So always learning.
Yeah. And also, actually, you know what? Probably learn from the people that you actually want to be. So now, if I was 2 years on, I would listen to someone like me 2 years ago.
Yeah.
But if I was talking to myself 2 years ago, I'd say, don't listen to me, because you're going to have what I have now.
Yeah.
So don't listen to me. That's what I would say.
Yeah.
Find someone who's got the life that you want and listen to them.
Great answer. Have you got any funny or awkward customer stories?
Funny or awkward customer stories? There's plenty of awkward ones.
Give us one example.
Yeah, give you one example of a difficult and awkward customer. I mean, I've had situations where I've had problems on a job, like, damage someone's roof, and we've had roof cleaning, but nothing funny.
No.
Nothing funny. It seems super serious at the time, but it's actually not even that bad.
No.
We're cleaning this roof, and like when you're washing all the roof down into like a valley, and I think there was like a blockage, and long story short, it was basically the water was like, we had a storm and the water was gushing down over this guy's like solar panel, electrics and all that. That's probably like the worst thing that I've had happen, but I've got no funny stories, unfortunately.
Fair enough. No, it's not always one. Now,
what about you guys?
I had a similar situation, and it wasn't really funny. It was more a little bit awkward. But I'd cleaned the roof, and it was probably one of the best transformations ever. But the guy called me 3 weeks later, and he's at the end of my road, so I couldn't avoid him. Not that I would, but I couldn't. And he called me back and he said, we've got some damp coming in the top corner of one of our rooms. Can you come have a look at the roof? I said, yeah, no worries. Anyway, I popped round there, got up to where, it was a bungalow, so it wasn't difficult to have a look. So I got up to where, where the damp was coming in. I couldn't see a thing. No obvious damage, anything. So I said, look, I'm going to get a roofer to come round and have a look. And it was during that time, back in the last year, we had those really bad storms. I thought, this is all I need, if this is something to do with me. And this is still like 3 or 4 weeks after the clean, so he had nothing for 3 or 4 weeks, and then all of a sudden he's got this damp. And had the roofer come round. The roofer gave him all this spiel about how you're probably going to get damp everywhere, you've had your roof cleaned.
Wow,
no,
wasn't on your side.
One of them, yeah. Anyway, I had a friend of mine go around who is a roofer, but he also does roof cleaning. So I said, look, let me get another guy to come round and have a look, because I knew he wasn't going to try and dig me out. He went round and he found this tile, and it had a hairline crack. And it really was a hairline crack. And just over the course of 3 weeks, it had let in some water, got a tile changed, job sorted. And luckily that customer was very, very good. He just got a dehumidifier in, dried out the damp, and
beautiful.
He was happy. But that's the only time I've ever had anything that sort of made me bum go a little bit. But what about you, Dan?
Well, I had one, not with MKM, with a previous company I was working for. I was doing the fibrous plastering, so I was managing on site. And this guy in this company who was doing the job for in London, right opposite Buckingham Palace, for some reason he didn't like me. He had it in for me to kind of get me not thrown off the job, but he just was gunning for me. My work was never good enough, and all the blokes and that and all the rest of it. And I thought, all right, no worries. It was very well covered. I was doing a good job at what I thought was a good job. Anyway, so we go into this room, and this cornice is up, like giant cornice, enormous. Yeah, probably taller than you, from the bottom all the way to the top, like just coming along the ceiling, enormous. And he goes up to it, and he gets the level out. He's on scaffolding, and he puts the level on it, and it's not straight, right? So obviously it's been put up wrong, potentially. He goes, your blokes have put it up wrong, it's all your fault. Oh, you need to manage this, that and the other. And I went, look, just chill, right? There's many, many, many factors here, right, that can be wrong. Anyway, he gets the head of this down and the head of that down, and they're all there, and I'm in the room. I'm like thinking, this is me out the window. If this is right, this is giant. Anyway, so he comes down, he went like, I'll see you tomorrow. We're going to have a meeting about it. And I went, do you know what, just hold on. And I had my laser on me. And I got up, I screwed the laser to the wall and I shot it. And I thought, just humour me, I'm going to measure the ceiling. Yeah? So I shot my laser across, put my tape on one corner, and it read this amount. And then I got down off the scaffolding, dragged it all the way along, climbed back up, and the ceiling was out. It's nothing to do with me. So they pushed it up to the wall, to the ceiling, as you would. The whole ceiling was out. I said, come here. And I showed him, and I thought, I'm going to rub your nose in it, because you was about to throw me off this. Rubbed his nose in it, and he never talked to me again, because I was in the right. It wasn't me, it was someone else before that. And then he was badgering me for weeks. You've got to sort this, because this was going on. This was quite a big thing. And did they sort it when he realised it was his fault? No, mate, they just left it up there. So all of that over nothing, effectively, you know what I mean? So then I covered myself, and then he didn't want to change it because it was down to him in the first place. So yeah,
he's alright changing it on your dime, but not on his own.
Exactly that. But
Difficult, isn't it?
you've got well, it's kind of like almost like a little bit of persistence. You can't buckle, and I'm not saying be stubborn, but you definitely can't buckle, and you can't fold. You have to hold out of it, especially with the hairline crack and things like that. It's an interesting one.
That job, I had the roof. We weren't liable for anything, but he called the roofers out, and the bill was footed on me.
Oh, really?
And it was just easier to pay the bill. I think it was about 300 and something quid in the end.
Sometimes I had another job, but the dam was on with me, and we'd been asked to clean the driveway. Now, technically, if you've asked me to clean your driveway, I think that you should know all of your stuff's secure. But they had an electric gate, and the electrics were under the driveway, block paving, and the gates were open the whole time we were there, and they were open when we left. So I don't know whether they worked in the first place, but the customer called me that evening and said, our gates now don't close. So I said, right, okay, let me come have a look at the motor. There might be a loose connection or something. Like just plug it in and they work, like where the water's gone in. Anyway, I went round there, couldn't see anything obvious. Obviously, I'm not an electrical gate engineer, so unless it was unplugged, there's not much I'm doing anyway. But they were very quick to point out that a new one's like 800 quid, and the job was about 900 quid. So once I'd paid down and the gate motor, I was like, I wasn't losing money, but I weren't gaining money. But I just held my hands up and said, look, I can't prove it wasn't me, so I'll pay for it, not a problem. And again, they were very, very good, and they offered to pay half, which got me out of a bit of hot water there.
Yeah, big time.
They almost like jumped it a little bit too quickly.
Yeah.
So I've got my superstitions.
There's people out there like that, but you can't live like that, can you?
No, they've used me again since as well. So
I
think I've had a little bit more money out of them. Right, final question then is from Ollie, who I think you know.
I know Ollie, yeah.
And I feel like there's a story behind the question. It's not a very exciting question, but there's probably a story.
We were laughing about it on the way up here, weren't we? About this question.
I don't know if this was the question we were laughing
at.
at.
It might have been.
How long did it take to resand a standard sized driveway?
3 days.
And what's the story behind that?
It was on a job just the other day, I think Wednesday, and he had to go at like 4 o'clock. He had to go at 4:30 because he only works part time basically.
Right.
Which he does, and he works a lot. But I was like, I don't think we got a chance to do this today. And he said, well, how long do you think it's going to take? And I was like, I don't know, half a day, 3.5 hours. He was like, half a day? And he's like, we'll get that boshed out. This will take us half an hour. And we did it together, and it took us about an hour.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I actually, in all fairness to him, I learned a lot of the work ethic. Like, just get it done. Just get the job done. When I started working with Ollie in particular. So if you need if anyone needs cherry picker hire in the West Midlands, I do recommend Ollie.
Highly.
I think was it Ollie that was working with Sid Partridge the other day?
Yeah. And also, one of the other things you're asking about, do you need loans and all this type of stuff? For example, for a lot of roof cleaning, you need cherry pickers.
Yeah.
I don't own a cherry picker, but I work with Ollie, who has a cherry picker all the time. So it's more just to go back to the people that might sometimes use not having the money as an excuse. I'm not saying this in a bad way, but someone has what you want, and you can team up.
Yeah.
So a lot of people who are just unsure about how to do stuff, team up with people.
Yeah.
Totally.
I think there's no room in any industry for being a lone ranger anymore.
No.
The times of doing it on your own have been and gone.
And social media, you can connect with people easily
Absolutely.
now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right. Do you remember the brief for the end of the episode?
I don't know. Something about the phrase at the end.
Yeah, you're gonna see us out.
Okay.
So you're gonna thank people for watching.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've been Dan from Hero Softwash, and then the phrase at the end.
What was the phrase?
Stay cleaning.
Stay cleaning.
Yeah.
So are we going to totally leave him up?
We're just gonna watch him do it.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I think it's brilliant.
Okay. So the pressure's on now.
Yeah,
so
but
I
you're
go
gonna
see.
look at the camera. That's fine.
So
We're gonna stare at you.
Yeah.
I'm Dan from Hero Softwash, and you've been watching the Uncleanables Podcast. Stay cleaning.
Stay cleaning.
That was a belter.
Brilliant. Well done, Dan. Thank you very
Lovely,
much.
mate. It's been a pleasure.
No worries.
It's been an absolute pleasure.
Yeah, same. It was actually quite easy once we got going.
Oh, it's just a chat, isn't it? It's just a chat.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
That's it.
I wasn't.
Softwash system. We've got two sides. We've got the pressure washing side, and then we've got the soft washing side. We do sell that separate, but this is the all-in-one package. It's like 1200 wide by 1000 deep. So let's say we want to do a bit of soft washing. We've got the soft washing hose reel with the pump and the blend manifold and the controller. That basically turns the pump up and down like flow rate. So let's say we want to start doing some soft washing. We have these three-way valves here that we can just turn, and that will then start sucking from the bleach. And then if we turn them this way, it will then start sucking water through all your bleach lines. But best thing to do, I guess, is to just start spraying some stuff. So we've got these hose reels from Ben at Rutland Pumps. Shout out to Ben. And then what we'll do is you'll basically keep your water turned on. You've got your soap here, which is tucked all the way down at the back. So you'll turn your soap on, and then you'll set the percentage of the bleach that you want to come out of your soft wash system. So you'll just turn it as the strength that you want it. Whack the pump on. Oh. Shows.
Does that run off your van battery?
Yeah.
Yeah. You haven't got a separate battery.
So it runs off.
Oh, okay, cool.
And then you've got a charger in there. So it's like a stainless steel box. Got a bit of air in here, so it'll just take a while to purge out. Just see it start to suck through, get the air through.
And that's just similar to the pressure washing hoses, isn't it? So the same stuff reinforced. Yeah.
Suction hose. So then I'll let go of the trigger, and then you'll notice the pump will kick off.
Similar to window cleaning.
Window cleaning, and then it will only read the pressure switch, so it will like stop pumping.
Cool.
And then once you pull the trigger, the pressure switch comes off, and then it will start pumping again. So you can turn the flow as high or as low as you want. So you turn it to like very, very low flow like that.
And that's still pretty strong though, isn't it?
And then you'll turn it all the way up to like 100. And then you can shoot it down there. So you can let the pump kick in. And the pump kicks in.
Mate, that's quality.
And then you'll see in a minute, you see the soap coming out?
Yeah.
So let's say you want to start flushing out the chemicals. You've done soft washing and you want to like rinse water through your pump and all your valves, so like you can keep it for longer basically. You don't want to leave any chemicals in your pump. So you'll go back to your system. If that was pointed in the down direction, it'd be sucking bleach. But right now it's actually sucking water. But if that was in that direction, it'd be sucking bleach through here. So now we'll put it in the suck water. We'll turn off the soap because we don't need any surfactant, sudsy stuff. And then all you'll do is you'll just purge your system until you stop seeing any suds. So right now you've got all them suds. And you just That's it.
Sorted.
That's it, yeah.
Smashing.
What a beautiful